Hello, welcome to Mindfulness Mondays, and today we are looking at the mindfulness attribute of patience. So patience is actually a mindfulness attribute, and I don't know about you, but it's one I've definitely struggled with in the past, and I still sometimes struggle with, right? There are things that we want in life to just hurry up and materialize. But the problem with being impatient is that instead of being in the present moment, we're sort of rushing to that next moment, the next important thing, or we're wishing it into fruition. And I heard a quote a few years ago, and it's one that really resonated extremely deeply, because as I dropped into the magnitude of it, it actually brought tears to my eyes. And before I tell you why, if you'd like to just take a moment, if you're watching this, just maybe put your hand in the center of your chest, on your heart, sort of on your heart, and close your eyes and take a big deep breath down into your belly. And breathe out and release. And that will help bring you into the present moment, and me. And I'm going to say this quote while you have your eyes closed and have your hand on your heart. If we are always rushing to the next moment, what happens to the one that you're actually in? Just allow that to kind of permeate your cells, and I'm going to read it again. So again, just maybe close your eyes and just listen to my voice. If we're always rushing to the next moment, what happens to the one that we're in? You can release that one. Maybe come back to it and ponder it another time, or remind yourself when you're, in that busy overwhelm, just remind yourself of that. If I'm always rushing to the next moment, what happens to the one I'm in? I think why that was so impactful for me was I realized how much of my life has probably just gone. I haven't been present. I've missed it. Like, for me, that was huge. It was like, whoa, this huge moment of, wow, this is what happens when we're constantly rushing and we're not present. We're missing out on our lives. Oh my gosh, it's huge. So patience is accepting that sometimes things just have their own natural way of unfolding. And again, I think sometimes with these mindfulness principles, we look at them as being really passive and not doing anything, but it's not that. We still put things in motion in the present moment, and that affects the future outcome anyway, right? Rather than the ruminating and being impatient and forcing and driving. If we look at nature's a great example of this. The seed into the tree, it has its own time frame. Doesn't push or force. One of the examples that John Kabat-Zinn gives, which is hilarious but quite tragic at the same time, is when children get, the butterfly chrysalis, and they pull it open, It's like, well, you can't force it. The caterpillar needs to get into the chrysalis to take its own time to become the butterfly. If you tamper with that, you destroy it. So it's really important to keep ourselves in check with this one so we don't miss out on the present moment and on life. And I think this is a really, really big one. Really big one. I'm just checking my notes to see if there's anything else that I've missed in this, because I like to keep myself on track, but I don't want to leave something unsaid. And I guess, the examples of where we're rushing, if you want to like really tap into it and tune into it to find out where you're maybe being impatient and can bring that mindfulness attribute of patience in more into your everyday life is, is it with people? Sometimes it is, it's a conversation and you're just like, come on, get on with it. Or actions of certain people, people might be slower at something, or I don't know, there are those times. So just check in with yourself. Is it a habit? If it's a one-off thing, that's, whatever. But is it a habit where you find yourself constantly thinking, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up? Work situations, getting somewhere, stuck in traffic. And how often do we get really frustrated when we're in the car and we thought this was going to take half an hour and something's happened in this traffic and it's going to take us an hour or two. Oh, so anxious because we're impatient. Can't do anything about it. It's going to unfold as it's going to unfold. So letting go of that. And you'll start to see how a lot of these mindfulness principles start to intertwine. I've already mentioned acceptance and letting go, which are mindfulness principles with the patience. So they all intertwine, entanglement. I think that's enough. That's enough. I want to keep these videos fairly short. If you've got any feedback or comments on any of that, I'd love to hear your experiences and your challenges with these as well. Alrighty. Much love. Have an awesome week. Have a play with that this week and see what comes up for you. Alrighty. Bye.